Thank you, Alicia. It was absolutely beautiful. Thank you all. I mean, every Sunday, I just go, are we so blessed, right? It really opens our hearts. And when I picked that song, I love that song. The only thing is, what I would like to correct is that God is not from a distance. That is right here with each and every one of us. All right, so remember that. It's not some being up in a cloud going, oh, there's William, there's Dale, there's Kim. No, it's right here. So today I wanted to ask you, do you remember when 2YK, some of you are pretty young, okay, I get it, but I'm not. And I was there, and there was all this fear about when we turned to 2000, the new, that all these terrible things were going to happen to us. And at that time, I'm not quite sure. I think I might have been in the first year of ministerial or the last year of practitioner. I don't remember exactly the years and stuff, but I remember the year, but I don't remember when I got my license and where I was. But anyway, I remember this was going on. And at that time, a couple years earlier, I had met Neil Donald Walsh. I'd gone to a workshop, and because I was a court reporter, and I would report for myself, so I wouldn't forget on my machine what he was saying. And at the first conference that I went to, somebody said, "Oh my God, Neil, that was so beautiful what you said. Could you repeat it?" And he goes, "I don't even remember what I said," which I get that. That happens to me all the time. And anyway, so he said, well, we have a court stenographer. Would you read that back? So I read it back, and everybody goes, oh, my God. Then everybody wanted copies of the conference. And anyway, it was a mess. But then he said, I want her on my staff. So I had the honor of going to his house in Ashland, Oregon at the time. And first I went with Barbara Marks Hubbard. I'm sure a lot of you don't remember her. She ran, anyway. But anyway, the second time was in 1999. And he called me up there. He had two people there, and he was going to talk to them, and we were going to do a book about what to do to protect yourself at night when 2000 comes, because everything was going to shut down. It was going to be a mess. So I think I reported half the day that day. And then the next day we went in, and he called, and I said, I'm sorry. I said, I'm not the one that's as wise as all of you and spiritual, but why are we focusing on fear? Why are we not knowing that everything is going to unfold perfectly? So stop shooting. And that's, I said it, that's my talk, but I said it, I was kind of intimidated to say it, but when I did, all of a sudden Neil goes, oh my God, she's right, because they were going to say, oh, what, you need to get enough vegetables and stuff so you can share it with your neighbors and start planting now and doing this and stocking up. And I said, but Neil, that's really not what you teach. And I said, and that's not what I learned, to be afraid. So they stopped it, and I don't even know who the authors were. I don't know if we even did the book. It was terrible. Anyway, I was so happy to get out of there. Anyway, but so I thought about that, how we should on each other. We should on ourselves. Oh, you should do this, you should do that. No. So this is what I want you to think about. Thinking is a perpetual process. Aren't you always thinking about something? While we cannot stop thinking, yet we possess the supreme privilege of being able to determine the sort of results it is desired to experience by regulating the form of our thought. So I'm going to shit on you a little bit and say, stop it. Stop thinking negative. Stop focusing on that. You can watch this. I'm not saying to live in a shell and not pay, but send love. When you feel that fear, send that love and that knowing. Narrowness of thought, limited views, prejudiced convictions, and materialistic opinions are signs of lack of real development. Breadth of thought, wide and tolerant views, wholesome convictions, and expanding conceptions are signs of growth. Now, regardless of how you feel, I thought all those protests, how beautiful and peaceful they were. People were standing up, and there's nothing wrong with standing up for what you believe. You know, people next to you don't need to believe that way, but honor them for what they believe and what they want, because I'm going to get into the I am. And each one of you here, I mean, you know why I love coming here on Sunday? Because of all of you. No, that's true. You each are your own individual aspects of God. That divinity is in each and every one of you. What you think, what you declare, is what you bring into this world. So if you're thinking terrible thoughts and so forth, that's the energy you're putting out. That's not who we are. That's not what we want to believe in, what we teach here. I love this. You might not be able to read it because it's so small, but someone asked me, aren't you worried about the state of the world? I allowed myself to breathe, and then I said, what is most important is not to allow your anxiety about what happens in the world to fill your heart. You don't want to take the negativity and live in a state of fear or anger. You don't want to do that. If your heart is filled with anxiety, you will get sick and you will not be able to help. So think about that. And that's by Thich Nhat Hanh. And it's so true. That's so true. Jesus, happy Palm Sunday for those of you that have some palms maybe you're picking up. Stephen, did you get your palm? Do you have, yeah? Oh, Christine has it. Jesus announced the law of mind, saying, it is done to you as you believe. The universe exists by its own self-pronouncement, by its own affirmation. It only knows I am. It knows nothing else. So whatever you say, I am, if I'm scared, the universe goes, okay, I got to give her some more stuff to be scared about, you know, or I'm, you know, and so it's what you declare. You know, when you go to the 1-minute miracles or you go to see a practitioner, they are focused on the I am. They declare after they hear what you're going through, they listen to you and they know that those aspects that you're afraid of or that you want to change, and this is what you want after you have your session, that's what they focus on because they know that that's the truth and they're going to bring it into your experience. It is already done. When you say I am, you are calling to the divine. Okay, it's not up in a cloud. It's not looking out for, it's not saying, oh, I'm busy right now. I'm working with Dr. Dale. I'll get back to you. No, it is everywhere. We are all individual expressions of the divine. Okay, and so what you want to focus on, what you want to bring into your life, it is the I am. That's what we teach here. That's the miracles that we do have here. The phrase I am holds this came out of AI. I thought I'd share this with you. Just saying. The phrase I am holds significant power because whatever follows it can shape our mindset, self-perception, or even our reality. Many spiritual and motivational teachings emphasize that the words we attach to I am act as affirmations, influencing our beliefs and actions. You want more money in your life? I am prosperous. I have more than enough to share and spare. You declare it. It's not that you want it. You feel yourself there with that knowing. I always kid around about, I went and had some lady told me when my first time to Sedona, when that all happened with Neil, I stopped at this church. It said spiritual. I had never been here yet. And I stopped at this church, and I thought, oh, a spiritual church, because I had read Conversations with God. I was kind of getting into it. And I thought, I have time. I'm going to stop. And I went. I don't remember the service. It was weird. But at the end, she said it was a man and woman. Said, we're going to do some readings. And I said, okay. I thought, oh, God, they're going to read the Bible after this. I need to get out of here. But I couldn't get out of there because of where I was sitting. And so the man went off after the service. I go, oh, and then she came, and I was the first one. She came. She said, I have a message for you. She said, your angel wants you to know that you have 18 angels. You don't have just one. You have angels all around you, and they want you to know that the main name is Angie. I'm sorry, Angie. I like Big Laura. That's what I always refer to it as, Big Laura. So when I have an issue, I'll sit and I'll go, okay, Big Laura, what should I do? Can't tell you how many times I say, I need a change. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I need to be doing something else, and it will happen. Be open to it. Know it, that I am so powerful. And I like this because God has no religion. It's not a religion, it's a personal relationship. Talk to that divine part of yourself that's always there waiting. It's just waiting there for you to make your command. And that knowing, okay? And it says Buddha was not a Buddhist. Jesus was not a Christian. Muhammad was not a Muslim. They were teachers who taught love. And so that's who we want to be, those that live love in everything we do and everywhere we go. And I'm not saying, things could be a little crazy and you might get caught up in it, but stop. Stop and say, I know all is well. All is unfolding perfectly. I may not understand it, but be that nice, beautiful, loving person. Just you walking into a room, have them feel your energy. A smile doesn't cost you anything. Just smile and be that love. Some may think that the universal mind, which is spirit or God, has no intention because it is impersonal. Yet the master teacher, Jesus, told us, it is the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. He also said, I and the Father are one. Remember that. And I remember being in 5th grade in Catholic school, and we were studying science, and I thought, we learned we just use a small part of our brain. I thought, I bet if I could use more of my mind, I could do miracles too. And that's what you can do too, and that's what you do. Yeah, so the universe, it's always good. But the universe isn't deciding, William, that's a bad idea, but okay. It just does it. It just gives him what he wants. It gives each of us what we want, what we're focused on. All right? And it's always, for the individual's good, for the individual's health and happiness, it always says yes. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, it also says yes to crap, So stop shitting on yourself, okay? Two of the most powerful forces in the world, love connects us, fuels kindness, and makes life richer. I love that. Compassion helps us understand and support each other through struggles. Together, they shape relationships, communities, and even the way we see ourselves. So have compassion for people that are going through things, or maybe who don't see the world the way you do. Maybe they're right, maybe you're wrong. But just be kind, be loving to everyone. And since the only life you can have is the life of the Spirit within you, you need but permit its radiance to flow through your thought into self-expression. You are surrounded by a dynamic force, a great surge of living power. You are immersed in and saturated with the vital essence of life. Its presence permeates everything, binding all together in one whole, complete. So here on this planet, we are all one. It may not seem like that at times. We are individual expressions, but we are all one, and we are influencing the energy of this planet by who we show up to be in every moment. I can't tell you the things in my life that have happened that when I just turned it over. I had been a minister here. I was teaching practitioner class, but I was also doing a lot of court reporting. And I was in my deposition, and I'm saying, oh, God, I feel like there's something more I need to do. I don't know what it is. I'm here. I was a minister, and I said, I don't know what it is. I got home that day, and there was a call from a dear minister that I love down in Orange County, Jim Terrell, Dr. Jim Terrell. And he called me and said, hey, I need an assistant minister. Would you be interested in coming? That same day that I said that, I feel like there's something else, but I don't know what it is. And I got the call. And I thought, well, that was an answer. So I did go to Orange County for a little while, and Dr. Joe eventually called me. He said, are you ready to come home? And I said, yes, and I did. And that's when I got to come here and be the assistant here. But you ask things. I can't believe the times that I've been and I've said something. The first time I went to Neil, I'm sitting there and I'm going, why am I here? I mean, I had just started this stuff. I said, God, I don't know why I'm here. I had to go off and meditate because we all went off to meditate. And all of a sudden, the message came, Laura, you are like one of the apostles. You are here at this point in your life just to learn and to be open. To be open to what is there. And so you have your own guides. Talk to them. They're there talking to you all the time. But be open and know and listen to those messages. And make those declarations of what you want your life to be, because that power is within each and every one of us to create the life, the world that we desire. Be that power, be that love. Tap into the I am. Because I'm sitting here in a room of God's in a beautiful, wonderful way. Oh, and I'm one too. Just don't want you to get the wrong idea. So anyway, that ends your lesson. Please go out there. Be that divine. Be that love. Be that joy. Don't get caught up in fear. Just know all is unfolding perfectly. And let me tell you, there are no accidents in the universe that you are here in this center learning these methods, these teachings, taking the classes, doing the book studies, because there are messages, there are little nuggets that will come to you all the time. Be that love. Please, I know that we're taking this out into the world every day. And I'm so honored to be here with you, to be a part of this, to be part of this spiritual family. Have a fabulous, fabulous Palm Sunday. Go get your palms red. No, I'm just kidding. And got to put a little snarky in there, right? Anyway, have a great day. I love you all, and see you next week.